So this guitar is clearly not in standard tuning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an onion. And you're probably like, what is this dude talking about? I've never seen this dude, he's crazy. He's gonna make an onion. And check this out. Quick story, my engineer friend Jim and I, when I worked in Florida in studios, we would always talk about how when you're making a song, you're adding layer after layer after layer before you come to the final production. So it's time on this channel, because you've all been asking, so hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new. We're gonna start working on some original music. Now, I have a band called Ghost of Dave. We don't all live in the same state, and we're gonna do this music remotely. Except for the bass player and drummer live in my neighborhood. Story for another day, but we have another band. But they're gonna play on the record. My main writer that I co-write with, we do it over Zoom sessions, he's on the East Coast, so we're not even close to each other. But what I want to do for you is help inspire you to start working on your own music. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna set the session up in the DAW in Logic. I'm gonna show you a little pan of the room. Right down here, I have a tube microphone, because a lot of you have been asking, how do I get into recording? How do I get into recording? So we're gonna start setting that up for you. Now, all I'm gonna do here, just to kind of set this up, is record some seeds of an idea. Now, I love tuning my guitar to weird tunings, different tunings. I wanna sound as original as I can. We have to start fundamentally coming up with the sound we want right now. So this video is gonna be kind of a lesson in this tuning, which is E flat minor major 7. More on that in just 1 second. So if you want to follow along, then I'm just going to hunt for sounds. All my knowledge of not chord shapes, but the chords are out the window. We'll get to the chord shape thing in just a minute. Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about the tuning, okay? So this is E flat from low E to high E. E flat, B flat, B flat, G flat, E flat, and D. Okay, D is the major 7, so it's a weird chord. E flat minor major 7. Okay. All right. So it's got that James Bond-like quality. Now, all I'm going to do is record 3 to 4 riff ideas. I'm going to record them in my DAW. I'm going to bounce them out. I'm going to stick them in a Dropbox folder for everyone that's working on this project. And then we're going to kind of soak it in, let it marinate. And then we're going to, talk and keep hashing it out. And then eventually you're going to hear it as an original song. And I think it's time, guys. It's time, girls. It's time to build new models of art, right? And that's what's exciting about this. Just the fact that I can shoot a video in here and some of you are watching this on the other side of the planet is amazing. So that part of technology is cool, but let's keep the human in the creation process as much as possible. Okay, so you can grab your guitar, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start hunting for sounds that inspire me. That's kind of why I play guitar. That's honestly why I got into music, was to play with other people, to collaborate, even though YouTube's a very lonely existence except when I'm interacting with you guys, and you guys are amazing. We passed 15K, let's keep it going. You guys are awesome. All right, so here's kind of the first riff idea I came up with. Just think of like a 1-finger chord, okay? Now, I don't know what the chords are because I haven't worked it out. I'm just searching for sound. So we're just gonna walk it down. It's almost like a power chord if you were to drop D. Okay, so then I start thinking, okay, I like that. Kind of reminds me of my favorite artist ever, Nirvana. It's almost got like a Nirvana-ish vibe, okay? I can arpeggiate it. So that's the first one. Now, again, all you're doing is hunting for sounds. You're moving your fingers around. You're trying to inspire yourself. Well, here's the second one. I might butcher this one, but you're not worried about that. You're just taking some paints and splashing them on the canvas. Okay, just to kind of show you the shape, I said the thing about shapes. This is a minor third shape, okay? So we're not playing a minor third interval, I don't think. I won't know till I analyze this, but we're gonna arpeggiate that. So we're gonna take the E, A, D strings. I'm just gonna go like this. I like this. All right, so right now, obviously, I don't have all the other instrumentation here, so a lot of this is going to change. I'm just adding in the layers, building the onion, right? I don't have the bass line. Maybe there's some keys. I don't have the vocal phrasing. I don't have the way the drum beat's going to go. So again, I'm just trying to get raw seeds of ideas, record and stick them in the Dropbox, and maybe I'll send you guys some links to this stuff later too. and see what they think. All right, so let's try another idea. Now this one has that more droning quality too. I'm gonna just kind of do like a 5 power chord on the EAD string, okay? Just arpeggiate it. I'm just kind of seeing, does this even like move me at all emotionally? All right, so there's another idea. And again, don't worry about like if you're all over the place, because you're gonna be, because you're hunting. You're the hunter. You're hunting sounds, all right? So let's think of another one. Let's do 2 more, okay? Now this one has a very, this almost has like a quality of hope, right? So this, even though we're in this more melancholy tuning, but mysterious, that minor major 7 is a trippy tuning. But check out this little riff. I'm gonna try and do this down to here. This one will get a little more strenular mix up. So then I thought, well, just now I was thinking, well, I could probably go to that one I just showed you and tack that on and almost make it like a whole nother part. Watch. Drony part. Okay, so in my head, I'm just thinking, you catalog all these ideas, you record them. Listen, if you're doing something like this, try this tuning I'm showing you and just record some ideas in your phone. I'm just trying to set up the session so it's ready to go and we're not caught flat-footed. Okay, let's do one more. Now this one is going to be super cool because I am going to show you the shapes from major and minor triads on the EAD string set, which is why at the end of this video, you're going to want to watch the playlist I made on major and minor triads. Okay, so I'm going to take these shapes. So let me kind of show them to you. So if you look at that one, okay, that is a C major triad shape. That's a 1, 3, 5, okay? Then we roll down to the A minor triad shape, same string set, EAD, A, C, E. Now if I were in standard tuning, but we're not, then I'll keep that same minor triad shape and just roll it up, and that would have been a D minor triad. So the point I'm getting at is I'm going to use those shapes that I know to help me find sounds faster. So watch this. So let's arpeggiate this too. So this one's going to have a cool quality to watch. Move it up, down, back up, down. Okay, so there you go. There's just some ideas. So I want you to grab your guitar, tune it to E flat, B flat, B flat, G flat, B flat, D. I'll put that tuning in the notes, the comments, not the comments, in the description down below. And we're just gonna have some fun. So drop me a comment. What do you wanna see with like recording, music production? I think it's important for you to see how things start from a very seed of an idea. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back the camera. I'm gonna show you a little pan of the room. I'm gonna cover all the guitars down the road. I know a lot of you have been asking about it. This guitar, these strings are so old on here too, but sometimes I just like having an acoustic with really flat, dead strings, especially for recording. You're gonna see the mic in just a minute, tube mic, warm audio, and I'm gonna record it. I'll try and give you a quick screen grab of the Logic session. So I do record in Logic. I like to produce in Logic, and then I like to mix in Pro Tools. Whatever DAW you use is great, okay? If you don't have any DAWs yet or you're wondering about that, drop me a comment. I'll help you. If you need comments on how to build a rig, I've been doing it since like 1995, all right? A long time. So I'm pretty versed in this stuff. But, you know, I love giving you guys these lessons, but I also want to get into showing you guys some actual in-game stuff, music production, songwriting, finding sounds, stuff that really makes you excited to get better at guitar and just become better at producing art. All right, so let's go over to the little panning of the room and then we'll go into the computer. I'll show you just like how the session is real raw, and I'll show a clip of me actually recording it live, and I'll let you hear the track. I'll try and give you the audio from the good track. All right, so put a little more effort into this video. All right, here we go. Okay, and just for fun, let me kind of show you a little bit of the recording space. Keyboard, which we don't need yet. There's my little acoustic corners, I like to call it. The guitar on the left is a Martin. The one in the middle, up higher, that's my Guild D50 from 1975 my mom gave me. There's a Yamaha Red Label in the background. So here's my little work area where I do a lot of the editing. Right here, we'll zoom in. This is a Warm Audio 2 mic. You're gonna see me recording the parts I just showed you on the guitar and maybe something else. Okay, so when you have a tube mic, you need a tube power supply. You need a power supply, okay? So that's kind of what's gonna be driving the power. And just for fun, let's zoom back out. You gotta have a nice coffee, right? So here's kind of some of the electrics. Okay, and I'll do a video on all the guitars. I know you guys have been asking, because down here is my little rig with way too many pedals. And then back up to the guitars. Just kind of show you all the electrics. We'll just kind of pan across. Oh, and as a quick note, I love this Husky desk. It looks so good inside your house. I'm gonna do a lot of editing over there and stuff. Keep going across the guitars. We'll kind of go around the room. And then over here, boom. And then we have a bass and another vintage guitar out in the living room. All right, let's go do some recording and have some fun. Drop any questions you have, and I'll do a video on all the guitars soon. Here we go. Okay, so you're just gonna hear the guitar. I am gonna be recording it in the DAW, so I'll let you hear that in just a minute. I'll kind of explain how I set up the session, and we'll wrap this up. So I'm gonna try and just record like these five like seeds of an idea. I'm gonna just record them straight through, just to give myself like some clay to work with, right? And we're gonna just do them at the same tempo, and obviously that's not gonna be the finished tempo. We gotta start somewhere. So let's see how well I can flow these together, all right? So watch this, here we go. I'm gonna start recording in the DAW, which you're gonna see in just a minute, but here we go. And that's it. Let's check this out. Okay, so let me just walk you through this real quick. You can see the screen. This is the Logic session. I just recorded the acoustic guitar once, real raw. I did the 5 ideas I showed you, and I just recorded it once, and then I copied and pasted it, okay? And I just pan them hard left and right, and I'll show you a plugin I use and a couple things I do real quick just to set it up, because as you build this session out, you keep coming with ideas. You need to put space in there for other instruments, which I don't even know what they are yet. All right, so check this out. The yellow track is drums. Drummer is just so easy. In Logic, it has this drummer. It's like an AI drummer, and it just gives you a beat to have real quick. So it's just, so I don't have to play to just a metronome, which is so boring and uninspiring. All right, so here was the original acoustic, and then here is the other acoustic, which I panned one hard left and one hard right. Here's another thing too, a tip. Always label your tracks. So AC, GTL, acoustic guitar left, acoustic guitar right. Get your naming conventions down, all right? If you have any other questions about Logic, I will do lots of more of these sessions for you guys. All right, now one more thing I want to show you. This plugin I like to use what I do is I send or bus the drums and the 2 guitars to this reverb track. What it does is, this is called Sunset Sound Studios. It's kind of an emulation of those rooms of that famous studio in LA. And I put everything together to give it a kind of cohesive vibe, to blend it together. That's part of what production is. So you're almost kind of like pre-producing and constantly in a production process, even as you're recording the track. So you just get better with that. It's like any skill set, just like playing the guitar and getting better, all right? Again, if you have any questions, I also put an EQ on the acoustic just to kind of roll off some of the low end. Acoustic guitars are very booming. They get really muddy on the low end, and then you start stepping all over like the low end in the drums, the low end in the guitars. Again, this is a whole different art form. I learned so much from my buddy Jim, who the guy's like a Grammy-nominated mix engineer, and he's a brilliant mastering engineer. So just like anything, practice your craft. What else? Okay, so there's that. And again, I have all these ideas in here, and this is just the seed. So I'm going to kind of show you the numbers as the seeds of ideas go by, and you're going to hear it, again, real raw, but just to hear the drums with 2 guitars. I will always record the second guitar. I always will do a full pass. This is just a quick up, get it going, so to give me enough of a chunk or a block of sound that I can work into an idea to send to everyone else that we're going to be working with. All right, so here we go. Number 1. So you saw those ideas there. It was funny when I got to number 4 where I did that part a lot more strummy. I had to really kind of try and keep the train from falling off the tracks there. So that's it. So let's wrap this up. But you guys, drop any questions you want. You guys want me to keep building out this playlist? I think it'll be fun for you and fun for me to kind of document how this starts from nowhere. And then I'll try and film a lot of the interaction with the other members in Ghost to Dave and see what their input is. Because now what I can do is send this to people in the band, let the drummer and bass player mill over the ideas, let it sink in, and then when we get together live, we can flesh out and jam it. And it's going to change. But again, you got to start somewhere, right? If you don't put in the work or do something, nothing will happen. So I want you guys to check out that tuning too. All right, let's go wrap it up, and let's keep this thing moving. All right, guys, so grab your guitar, tune it the way I have it here, and just have fun with it. Just go looking for sounds. If you want to see more videos like that, let me know. I'm going to keep building that out over time. But it's just super fun. It's a great way to sound totally original and just find ideas or sounds that are going to totally motivate you to play the guitar more. It's all about having fun. No matter what you're doing, always have fun. All right. Drop your favorite sea creature in the comments. Drop jellyfish in the comments. Definitely tell us where you're watching from. And thanks again. We passed 15K, which is amazing. We keep growing and growing and growing, and we just want to make more and more musicians for the world to hear like you. All right, so only you can stop you. Don't stop. Check out this video. I'm going to link here at the end, Music Theory Mondays, and the playlist for all the major and minor triads. And you saw how I used some of those minor and major triad shapes that you're going to see in that playlist to come up with some cool and interesting sounds. I'll see you in the next video. Keep going. Later.